That's how you have to die with this thing violating you at the same time? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekX Chic, and we are here with another reaction to Hell's Paradise. We're on season 2, episode 10, which is called Master and Student. So the last episode, we had the continuation of the fight with the group of 4 against the Chrysanthemum and Peach, you know, the two Bochojutsu Tensen. And in the end, they did manage to win. They scraped that win by the skin of their teeth, but they did manage to do it. But of course, they took heavy losses. And then it looks like we're going to be possibly moving on to another fight in this episode. We still do have, you know, Gabimaru and Yuzi, who had to basically abandon their fight somewhat because Gabby is very, very hurt. But that one is still technically ongoing. And so now it looks like we're going to be potentially looking at the thumbnail, checking in with some of the other people and where their fights have led, because it looks like it's an affront on all sides. So I'm ready to jump into this episode. So let's do that. But just before I do, a reminder to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. I miss this guy. He was actually really cool. He basically only had a 1-episode arc, but it was impactful. He did such a good job. For that damn tan or whatever it's called, you wouldn't have died. You look terrible. Well, it's not exactly like their kind, I think even, well, those ones, they feel no level of love or regret, so they don't care. Yuck. Don't underestimate this thing at all. And it hasn't gone into its second form yet, which is very interesting that they haven't done that. Why couldn't Gabby have gotten this one? Gabby almost killed this one. Disgusting. Why are you throwing your body parts at me? Yuck! Autumn rains, beautiful. His throat isn't even recovered. Ooh, went for this, what's it called? The tannin? Clink! What? Can't reach it, you sure? Girly, this would be where you could be helpful coming in with the assist, no? Guess we going out together, brother. What's wrong with you? Is there anything she can do other than just wait to die? Yeah, you guys still don't know that concept of love and loyalty, huh? He's like, I'm kind of channeling all that energy. He's like, I got time today. No, don't panic. I thought you were really cool. You guys are immortal or something? Okay. So what is this form supposed to be? I pray that you're right. Are you? I don't really think you've seen all of his stunts yet, but probably. Girly, you're really gonna have to be the one to step up now, because he's done a lot of the work. It's interesting that he's got his eyes open. We've rarely seen that. Why? But she didn't blind you, right? Okay, thank you for answering, because I was about to say your mama maybe needs to go to hell, but even cut, I could never hurt my child intentionally, even for money. All right, so what did they teach you here? How to fight? Okay. I guess this is pre-Braille, so. Still going with the scam, huh? Wow, this full backstory makes me think we're gonna lose him. I get it.
それを恥じていた。
大切なのはあれでしょ、今でしょ。
It's true.
育ちとかじゃなく俺自身を見てほしいな。
That part.
先輩。また
Past only has so much bearing on who a person is now, and also the future, not necessarily an influence of that. It is a factor, though.
物おじしない天座が羨ましかった。
He really didn't give a damn.
可能性を感じた。
Oh, so you looked up to him even though he was younger than you.
自分の憧れっす。
Mutual.
君こそ私の憧れだった。
Now I'm mad that he's dead all over again.
この手で殺す。命と引き換えにしようとも。
Understandable. You got lightning? What the hell is that?
お前たちもう勝ち目はない。
黙れ。
Right? Shut up.
派手な術も全て
Right?
こけ
Like
よ
you talk too damn much. Look at you decaying every time you use it.
下手な芝居は私には通じんぞ。
He's like, I'm not impressed.
醜く殺し合うコンクラブだ。覚悟はいいか。
Right? He's like, I got all day. He really doesn't, but he is gonna act like he does.
ここからは私一人でいい。
I hate it, but I mean, if she can't keep up, it's just gonna be something he's gonna have to worry about, and that little bitch right here will absolutely use that to keep him distracted.
総国ではない私には消耗戦しかない。
Oh, they have no hindrance for this one?
他を消費させるか。
Are we sure she can't? She's not an opposite?
天仙様の丹田は体内にある廃種のようですし。
手足を切る。
That's what he's been doing, but
ヒエモン取りの心得がある我々なら難儀はないでしょう。
why would you say easy?
問題は串刺しを維持できるかどうかだろう。
想像したら金も。私は
I think if your life depended on it, you could. Quickly!
他を消費させたからか。言っただろう。コンクラブになると。
That's it, you have to die with this thing violating you at the same time?
友倒れならば私の勝ちだ。
It's true, only if you both do, though. Disgusting. I'm sickened. I'm sickened.
先生、もうやめて。それ以上は死んじゃう。
He's going to take that risk.
君はすぐにここを出て他の者と合流しなさ
I
い。
just keep wondering, though, because Nurugai, like, in her brief backstory that we got,
正しい判断ができる人だろう。らしくないよ。
I don't think you really know him.
どうして正しい判断を選んでしまったんだ。
Well, if you hadn't, then you all would have died on that beach.
彼は最後どれほどの無念とどれほど
No,
の
I
苦し
don't
みを
think he did. I think he knew exactly what he was doing.
逃げることしかできなかった自分が
And I think he felt good that he was able to save somebody while doing it. Otherwise, y'all would have just died on that beach.
ここは私に任せて。早く
Can you at
仲間
least
の元
cut
へ
the
行きなさい
vines, girl? Can you not, like, cut the vines as they come out? All she's gonna do is cry, then I'm French. Unfortunately, it's best she go.
大好きな人を失って。自分を
There you go. More similar than not. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to not trip.
生きるべきか死ぬべきか。
Make up your mind right now.
全然わかんね
That's right.
え。それでなんで死ぬんすか。
What did he tell you?
俺は。俺は。
Is Spirit handing you the sword now? Right back to the childhood trauma.
それならやることは一つでし
You
ょ。
gotta make a choice, girly. Regret only gets you so far, and it's pretty much a useless emotion. It's only there to remind us to do better the next time we are faced with a very important decision.
どれくらい経ったのか、あとどれほど耐える
That's how much tan you can see anymore?
ゆっくり鮮明に。
Yuck. She said not on my watch. Oh yeah, she can heal, I forgot. This is the most aggressively adorable hug.
何をしてるんだ。
She's healing.
抱きついて他を回復している。
そもそも女の子が気安く抱きつくんじゃない。
Relax. This isn't the moment, I promise you. Laugh. Anyway.
先生らしくなってきた
Yeah, none of that suicidal nonsense.
には1日かかるよ
だからこそ今のうちにとどめ
Or
を。
we can run.
近づけばまた鶴が突き刺さる
Yeah.
これ以上は
Sometimes
先
the
生が死んじゃう
stratagem is to retreat.
奴の息の根を止めねば天座の無念が
Tenza wants you to live, bro. That's why he sacrificed his life.
苦しみも違
He
う
didn't. He made a choice.
違う。
He could have run.
俺は見てたあいつ笑ってたんだ
Exactly. Did he want to die? No. But at least he knew that his sacrifice was worth something. Isn't that the whole reason they trained to be whatever it is y'all are?
だから無念なんて違うよ先生
Not with your life, anyway.
あんまり話せてなかったよね話してよ俺あいつをもっと
Right? You
知り
can't die before you tell me his story.
てか
Do you see your purpose? Hurry up! Aww. From heaven, he giving you a high five and telling you to get the fuck out of here before this thing comes back.
皆のところへ行こ
Mm-hmm.
う。ありがとう。ネルガイ。
You're welcome.
与えられた。
Cool. Can we please have this moment away from that thing?
私の方だね。
Hey,
目が
we are
覚めたよ。
all each other's senseis in this great path of life. Damn, Neuter guy only got a little damaged. But Shion was damn close.
互いに大切な人たちを失っていくだけそれでは
Care about anything. Yee, Gabby Maru! Ah! 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 Well, I think that is a surprise to literally no one. He was bleeding out last time we saw him. Heavy. But what's important is he's not out for the count yet. He's not there yet. So, all right. Well, that episode was more of a therapeutic one, shall we say. The last episode kind of showed us a good chunk of that fight and what was going on with it. We know from last season that particular Tenzin was on the weaker side, I would say, out of the group of them, because Gabby Maru almost took that one out in their second form, right? And I don't think that my memory might be fuzzy on this one, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't recover from last season fully either. So all that to say that, you know, it shows you that Shion is just like next level, that he was determined. He's like, if I gotta wear you down with 1,000 cuts, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. And we see in this episode, we got his backstory of, you know, kind of how he came up, how he learned to be such a good swordsman, and more of his connection to Tenza, because we didn't get a lot of it last season outside of the fact that he had taught Tenza how to be a better swordsman, even though Tenza was pretty good before that. And I think the main themes I really liked in this episode was, you know, Shion definitely has that whole, you know, Yoda-like energy, you know, very just refined and pulled back. And he always has the sage word to say and always seems to know what to do and say. But in the end, finding out that, like he said, my life was kind of a lie. You know, I was born blind because I figured out how to read, and well, you know, they say Tao here, but chi, energy, whatever it is. Effectively, the fact that he learned how to see without eyes from a young age, his mom figured that out and they were able to make a living off of it. But the cost of it was that they had to live a lie. And like he said, he didn't want to hurt his mom by calling her a liar, but at the same time, you know, he hated the fact that he could never tell anyone honestly about who he was. And so that's what drew him to Tenza, because Tenza was very much a person who's about the present. You know, what little I remember of him from last season, he's the kind of guy where he's like, I care about what's in front of me. I care about who you show yourself to be today. I don't care about what happened in the past. I don't care about where you came from. None of that matters because we're here now. And we find out that Shion really admired that about Tenza. And actually, you know, that's who he wanted to be. He wished he could live that way. But, you know, like he said, he learned a lot from Tenza as far as like being authentic and true to yourself and somewhat in the moment from Tenza, even though he's the one who taught Tenza how to be more patient and more refined and more, you know, focused when it came to his swordsmanship. So anyways, in this episode, we see as he's fighting the Tenzin that even the Tenzin was surprised, because I'm thinking that since the Tenzin did not go into a final form, it's because he couldn't, right? Because we know that the rest of them, as soon as they realized that they were in danger, they switched into their second mode. So I think his is damaged still from Gabby Maru's fight. But either way, I mean, he put up a fight and he was trying to, you know, discourage Shion. But I love that every time he tried to get into them long ass monologues they love to do, Shion was like, shush. Shion's like, honestly, shut up. I don't care. Everything you're saying is a lie. You guys don't stand for anything. You don't have anything you care about. This is not about anything other than your own self-gratification, and I'm not interested. You're slowing down. I know I've worn you down. I know you're on the brink of death. Don't even try to act like it's anything but, because your Tao is telling me all the truth I need to see, right? And so we see that battle continued, and right down to when, we see in the flashback that if he's not able to destroy the what's it called? The tandem, then at least they could hinder it from being able to fully function, right? So it looks like, I guess, between Shion and Nuru, is it? Yeah. Anyway, between the two of them, neither of them, I guess, had the opposing Tao or the opposing energy to this Tenzin. So that's why I guess he couldn't completely destroy it, because I'm like, why not just cut it in half like the other ones did? But he didn't have the ability to. So all he could do is use his sword to slow down the regeneration of the Tenzin. And for him, he was scared that he said, look, his mindset was that if I hold this sword and keep it from being pushed out and keep him from regenerating, at some point his Tao's gonna run out. And all I gotta do is stick it out. Like, all I have to do is not die before that happens. But he's going to, obviously take a lot out of me in the meantime. And we saw that Mai even, warned him that the vines would come out when the tendon's there and kind of in its barest form, it would reach out the different, like the little vines, and it would attach to things and draw life force and whatever it could to heal itself. And of course, that would mean that Shion was the closest life force. So we see that's what happened. And Shion basically made up his mind that it was going to be a one-way mission. He's like, I'm doing this for revenge. I'm doing this because I feel guilty, because I'm the older student. I'm the person who should have been there to protect Tenza, and instead Tenza protected me. And he probably is so sad that he did that, because that's, why is he protecting me? So, he was carrying all that emotion, all that grief. And I love that line that he said, like, I haven't been able to grieve or be angry or any of those things since he died, because we've been so focused on getting you. We've been so focused on taking y'all down that I can't even properly grieve my friend. And, even though it's not really true, clearly Shion was very angry, and that's why he was able to just sit there and hold that sword. But we see that, as I said, he was thinking it was going to be a one-way mission. But thank God for Nurugai, who, I really love that they kind of showed the parallels between what Shion was going through and what she's been dealing with, as far as the guilt she still carries from what happened to all of her people that we learned about last season, the guilt that she felt about Tenza sacrificing himself for her. And I love that they did the throwback to them on the ship last season, her and Tenza, where she was effectively like, hey, let me die, I deserve it. And Tenza was like, what you're saying makes no sense to me. He's like, you have to stay alive and explain to me how you're dying now after all your people died, even though you didn't do it on purpose, but you already went, you tried to avenge them, you're still alive, you did survive. That in itself is a miracle. Rather than doing what you can with that miracle to make their deaths worth something, you're just gonna give up. I don't understand it. Explain it to me. Live long enough to explain it to me, right? So I really love that she turned that around for her, and that resolution that, okay, like, we got Shion over here kind of in the same place as I was, and now he's throwing his life away that his friend literally died to protect. For what? For what reason, right? And so I love that that was what she needed for the resolution, to decide that A, she wasn't willing to just die again, and B, she's not gonna let Shion make the same mistake that Tenza stopped her from making, right? So I love that whole thing came full circle, and she came back to Shion and basically said, she's like, you're not dying like this. That you dying right now is going to basically spit in the face of what Tenza died to give us, which is a chance, right? Like, if we can't beat him, like, since we can't kill him without one of us dying, then it's not worth it. But we've slowed him down enough that we'll be able to get to the others. And if we fight as a group, in this group, we might find someone who can actually take him out. Because even regenerated, he's not going to be at 100%, right? So anyway, I really love that moment. I kind of love the comedic relief, of course, because we know that Nurugai has this healing Tao. Like, she's able to really boost your healing by just hugging you and basically try to aggressively heal him, and him being like, can you just keep it like you're still a girl? Like, calm down, this is not appropriate. But yeah, it was cute. But anyway, very sweet, the moment in the end where he acknowledges his grief, and she lets him know that, no, you're projecting your own guilt onto Tenza as far as what he did and how he felt. She's like, I saw him when we ran away, he was smiling. He didn't have regrets. And as I said throughout the episode, clearly if he didn't want to make that sacrifice, he wouldn't have, right? Like, he was very aware of what it meant to send those two away when he was as hurt as he was, right? He wasn't going to survive anyway, but still, he made a decision. And so you know, as I said, it would have been a waste of that sacrifice if Shion had decided to throw his life away here for the same person who took Tenza out. So anyway, that was kind of nice. Like I said, a little bit more of a healing episode more than anything else, and giving us some great backstory on Shion. For now, that battle is done. You know, that Tenzin's not gone, but he's at least out of the equation long enough, hopefully, for, you know, everybody to get off the island, or close to getting off the island, since that was the plan. So yeah, that was pretty much the episode. I liked that it was a little bit of a different pace. It was very enjoyable. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.